children several other prayers that they should be saying. One of them is, I'll read it for you briefly. It is, my God, I believe, I adore, I hope, and I love thee. I ask pardon for all those who do not believe in thee, those who do not adore thee, those who do not hope in thee, and those who don't believe in thee. Now, the story is based on fact. We're going to keep on going on the fourth apparition of Fatima. The fourth apparition happened in the month of August, like I said, on the 19th of August, later than it was done. Her Lady promised to have a big miracle at Fatima that people would believe that it's for sure that it happened. So at that time, even though the children, like I say, in August were imprisoned by the magistrate, they were able to come at the time of the fourth apparition on the 19th of August. And later on the 13th of September, again, Our Lady appeared to the children. What they described that there were flashes in the heaven. There was a little rain and then flashes, about 2 flashes, and then the lady came and she stood on an oak tree. And we have with us also here, we have a replica of the Our Lady of Fatima. And on the 5th apparition, there was the cooling in the air, and then the sun was paling, and Our Lady came, and she brought roses, petal of white roses. Then on the 6th apparition, something amazing happened. The children were very stressed out because they didn't believe that there would be signs that people would see. The newspapers of the time, many were against them. And there was a major newspaper in Portugal named the O Século, who gave an account of what happened on the 6th apparition of Our Lady at Fatima. During that apparition, the sun kind of turned around in circle. There was big rain started, and then there were about 70,000 people who went at the cover at the place where the children say that they had seen Our Lady. And so all of a sudden the rain stopped, and the sun started to turn around and making sand on the sky as to fall on the people. Everybody were so shocked. They were screaming, asking for repentance, asking for forgiveness. And it was something amazing that was described by the people who saw that event at that time. Many repented of their sin. Many were just amazed. And there were healings, miracles happened, there were all kind of reaction. But the major thing is that the sun was dancing in the sky and was almost falling on the people. And that's not just a story. It is a fact. And it happened so that people could see really the power of God, and that who was the messenger. At the time, Our Lady revealed herself as Our Lady of the Rosary. She gave finally a name to the children, and she said that she was Our Lady of the Rosary. On that day also, she appeared on a different side. The children saw her as with her husband Joseph and with baby Jesus. They saw her also as Our Lady of Sorrow. They saw her dressed in white and blue. They saw her dressed also in brown as Our Lady of Mount Carmel. When she came as Our Lady of Sorrow, Jesus was all dressed in red. So after those apparitions, since Our Lady had promised that she would take the two brothers and sisters with her to heaven, which had broken the heart of Lucia, and few years later, Jacinto and her brother, they were brought to the Lord. So today, if I tell you that story, it's because I believe that this has an impact that continues up to now. The story of Our Lady of Fatima is not just a story. To me, it's real because it hit close to my heart. I would not be here telling you that story. Me, a wild woman years ago. Let me tell you my story with Our Lady of Fatima. If you're from Quincy, or if you're from any part and you'll be traveling in Quincy, my parish is Sacred Heart. So on the side of Sacred Heart, there is a small chapel, and it's beautiful. It's Our Lady's Chapel. About 5 years ago, I was coming from Israel, and we started in Moscow. And from Moscow, we did Moscow to New York. I thought that was the end of the story. And I had a dream when I came back here where I saw there was an icon in our church of Our Lady in a grotto. It's not Our Lady of Fatima, it's Our Lady of Lourdes, another site where Our Lady appeared. If you drive along our city on Hancock Street, there is the Church of St. Anne. I happened to see that same grotto not near the church where it usually is. I saw it on the side of St. Anne, on the way where the cars go in Quincy. So if you know Quincy, there's a major street, and then Sacred Heart is in North Quincy, and about half a mile along the way there is St. Anne. So I saw that picture with Our Lady coming from the picture after me and trying to grab me. When I got up that day, she got a hold of me, and then she said, go tell TBN, the television broadcasting, Trinity Broadcasting Network, that I am the Immaculate Conception. Funny things is that the day after when I woke up, it was the Feast of the Immaculate Conception. And strange things, the people that were in the dream were along Hancock Street. So I wrote to TBN that at that time they sent me this picture of Our Lady. I received that from TBN. But that day also something strange happened. I took my mom to the Quincy Hospital for just a simple checkup for a cold. And I told the lady, you know what, I'm going to study divinity, because I had talked about that to my family after a preaching from the priest that was in my parish. And she said, no, I'll get someone who tell you where to go, because I thought I was going to go to a Catholic school. And the chaplain told me, I know a school that you will really be interested in, and the school is Gordon Conwell. So I went, and she channeled me to fill the forms. I needed the approbation of my pastor, and he signed, but I never saw the woman for 4 years. And my pastor who had signed the paper also got transferred. But this happened after my pastor had given a story. He gave a sermon about the woman at the well, the Samaritan woman. He said that there was a woman who had 5 husbands. And when Jesus met that woman, Jesus changed the life of this woman, and she went because Jesus told her, you know what, even the husband that's with you is not even your husband. And this woman would be the one that, who would think, I remember it was Father O'Brien, he said, who would think that this woman would be the one that would be spreading the good news? As I was sitting, I said, Father, you know, today, I went to him after Mass, I said, today, you know, Jesus pierced my heart. I think I'm going to spread the gospel. So I went to learn about the Word of God. I never saw the woman that introduced me to the school. I didn't see Father during the course of my studies except for twice, until I saw those people. Guess when? It was on the feast of the 100 years of the apparition of Our Lady at Fatima, and it was in Wentham at the campus of Gordon Conwell. Talk about coincidence. If you think it's coincidence, hello. So after that, I heard also about the canonization. We get back to the two children that saw Our Lady with Jacinta. They were taken to God. The same day that I had the graduation, Pope Francis traveled to Fatima. There, he canonized Jacinta and Francisco. And guess what? When they took their body from the tomb after many years, their body was not decayed. So the church had declared them saints, those two people. The story of Fatima, to me, is a real story. And I believe wherever you are, you're listening to that story. I know many people came to me and talk about losing people to overdose, losing people to drunkenness. Many people are facing difficulty, whether it's marriage, whether it's health, whether it's loneliness, whether it's work, all kind of things. The story of Fatima really can bring answer to what you're looking for. Because at Fatima, Mary, the mother of Jesus, the only begotten Son of God, is bringing you a son. And she waited for you to welcome him. So it's up to you. Do not go to bed tonight without saying oh my Jesus, forgive us our sin, preserve us of the fire of hell. If I were you, I were a leader also of any troubled country, I would think about the rosary. Because after Our Lady appeared, 1 year later, the war stopped. The First World War stopped. Our Lady asked another thing, the consecration of Russia to her Immaculate Heart. It was not done. She insisted on that for world peace. It was not done. Then came the Second World War. In 1930, the bishop of the area where Jacinta, Francisco lived, declared that the story was true. There was another aspect also of Our Lady of Fatima. There were 3 secrets that Our Lady gave at Fatima. The first 2, the children were tortured to give the story. They refused. They told them they would throw them in oil. They refused. The first 2 secrets, the first one was a vision of hell. And the second one was a need to the devotion to the Immaculate Heart of Mary and the conversion of Russia. So those 2 secrets were revealed. But up to today, we do not have an account. The 3rd secret has been sealed and sent to the Vatican. Hopefully, those who know that it's not something to be worried about. And it has been sealed and sent to the Vatican, the 3rd one. Therefore, I invite you now to see and take a look at my graduation